Tough times been rough on you and I. It knows time is running out. For sure, there is no doubt. But I will hold on to the love that now is gone. Hold me close, stay tonight. Don't let go, 'cause this one's for a good day. Hear my heart one more time. Don't let go, 'cause this one's for a good day. Hold me close, stay tonight. Don't let go, 'cause this one's for a good day. Hear my heart one more time. Don't let go, 'cause this one's for a good day. Hold me close, stay tonight. Don't let go, 'cause this one's for a good day. Hear my heart one more time. Don't let go, 'cause this one's for a good day.
Hey, hello guys. How are you? Let me actually. I decided to make a stream format in order to show you, because that's the easiest way, and I don't want to compile the whole video. It kind of takes time, and I don't have time. So, for those who don't know me, I'm the guy behind the BSS Blue Sky Star Simulations, and this is my channel. I upload some crap here, as well as some useful things. So sometimes you can find both. Hopefully this one is going to be useful for you. That's like afraid. Okay, so I'm gonna show you step by step how to get the most out of your Explain 11. I've been doing simulators since I was 15, and that was 20 years ago. So hopefully it looks like I know something. On top of all, some of the programs that you're gonna need is the Xvision, the payware, Xvision, and UWXP in order for this old crap to work. And Xvision, I'm also gonna share my profile. My friend and buddy who created this from another forum, from Russian forum, he was kind to share some of the information with me that nobody has, I guarantee you. For all these profiles that you see online, people just don't even know what this program is capable of. And I have some scripts. Alright, so let's start. Let's start up, shall we? And in the end of the stream, I'm gonna upload the file with the needed files as well, so you guys can download that. It's already pretty much. No, it's a complete. So let me upload this now. Okay, below the video you will find the link for all needed files, except the payware, of course. And I'm also gonna drop it in chat. Alright, but below in the video description you will have it. Alright, so let's go. Let's start. I know I have a big TV, but I'm gonna make sure you guys see what I want you to see. So I'm gonna use the magnifier. Ew. Okay, here we have explained that file that I just dropped to you. It's gonna look like this when you open it. It's gonna have 3 folders: the config for Xvision, files for UWXP, and explain. Let's start with explain. First thing, let's start from the first folder we're gonna work with is custom scenery. I advise you to Google on how to get the proper turn inside the config file as for where all files supposed to be like and which order, because it's important, really important. Pretty much the top is the top that's gonna show in your sim. The bottom is the bottom that's gonna show. So pretty much whatever is on top is gonna show first. So the first thing you're gonna need is download all the libraries. Pretty much they look like RD, RE library. There's plenty. The Open Scenario X libraries. Just type explain libraries and you will see. I think there's a custom downloader that does that. Then I don't know if you guys live in Europe or USA. I fly mostly in USA since I live in there, and I got all USA covered with extended lights. You can find that as well on internet, mostly in explain.org. Those are just extended lights because by default explain cuts their slides to like certain distance, and these allow you to have the extended files. Hello. So currently I have the photo scenario as well, but it's connected on the external hard drive, so it's not showing right now because the external hard drive is disconnected. So I'm gonna show you the naked sim with no photo scenario. Then we will connect the external hard drive, and I'll show you how it looks with the tiles, which is photo scenario. So pretty much in the bottom goes the mesh, then it goes then your photo sceneries, then the UWXP if you have any, such as like custom buildings and stuff like that. And I show you what I mean. Then the overlay, explain regular overlay, which is like it's native overlay. And then on top goes the lights, the extended lights, then all libraries, and then the airport. Indeed, yes, I'm using the shortcuts, and as soon as I will plug in my external hard drive, it's gonna appear and explain. All I do is have to restart it and rewrite into the config. I can show right now. Let's show right now. So I just connected United States. And you see all the files that I just appeared in my scenario. Those are shortcuts. So explain works not like prepar. As long as you put the shortcut, you can have it on external. So I have, for example, like the tiles here on external and the shortcuts for it. So I copy and paste shortcuts into my custom scenario, and that's gonna appear there. All I have to do right now is run explain and turn it off. We'll see. All we have to go as far as menu. We don't have to go far. You guys hear me well? Music louder or softer? Okay. Now quit explain. Alright. Now I go to scenario config, and you see all these shortcuts appeared on top. We don't need them there. So I'm gonna cut them and paste them where they're supposed to be, below, above the mesh, but below the UWXP and below the overlays. So right here is fine. Save and exit. Alright. So you're gonna need that to look nice, for your sim to look nice. Also, in custom scenario, I included for you the airport environment definition, HD. Those are your taxi lines, ramps, runways. It's a free file available on explain.org. I just included for your convenience. The airport environment, when you write, it's supposed to be in your libraries. So drop it in place of your libraries. It's pretty much like around this area. Then I have CLE industrial lights and dense forest library. I advise you to have them somewhere in between the airports. CLE industrial lights, those are like some custom lights for your system, and dense forests, that speaks for itself. No degradation whatsoever. I have fast external. If you guys use external, and by external use something nice. I'm sorry, I have to that Nutella, because when I speak a lot, my mouth gets like dry. And Nutella is kind of like oil. Okay, continue. Alright, so in custom scenario now we have these three new files. One of the dense forest, new custom lights, and your new runways. And let's take a look how that looks like. Well, let's first we'll take a look later how it looks like. Let's continue. Then there is the resources folder, which has bitmaps, plugins, and sounds. Let's check them out. Resources. First, bitmaps. Just drop it all in. It contains the sky colors default. It's changed. The world contains clouds, lights, and water, plus moon and power lines. Power lines stores thinner power lines with thinner wires. That doesn't look crazy. Custom moon, custom nice water, lights. I'm currently making. It's in progress. I'm currently making the lights for Explain. It's a custom old back that you don't need. It's just a backup. Just drop it in, replace. I'll show you later how it looks. Plugins. Well, sounds. Sounds, those are just pretty much muting some unneeded sounds, like contact, for example. There's like a roll, runway, awful sound that this is like screeching, or like skid, dry sound that is like awful. So all these sounds that are awful and Explain is just they're just muted. Что за текстура? Ну смотри. Okay. And then plugins. You go to the plugins. You got the Fly with Lua here. It's already full Fly with Lua, so you don't have to do anything. Inside the scripts, you have the modules. You have the JJ, like the 3J FPS wizard. It's really important. I'll show you guys what it does. I think it's number one important plugin for the Explain. It will let you run your Explain as smooth as butter. I mean, on the stream, it's my Explain on the stream. It's like 60 FPS. Almost everywhere, without losing the picture, without like losing anything. You'll see it, I mean, in your eyes. It's awful, awesome. And then there's like a BSS script. Pretty much what's in here is I did a custom water tunings, custom lights tunings, and that's it. I'll show you later what it looks like. Drop it in, same way. Custom scenery, and then there is a config for Xvision and files for UWXP. Right, so I'm gonna explain what does that mean. All right, so you buy Xvision and run it. Let's run it, and I'll show you what settings you must have there. And there's that config there. It has the config, but make sure after you apply the config, make sure that you have all these settings correct. And as well, I'm gonna explain all the settings so you know what you're actually doing without doing it blindly. Okay, so let's run. Okay, so your first run, it's gonna look like that. Just want to make sure that's the correct file. Yep. Alright, so let's start from the beginning. We're going into shaders. Sorry, let's load the config. So I'm gonna open the solution. And load that file. I'll get it from the file that I actually dropped, and just to check. Then we go to shaders, and let's see. All right. First, that's one on the check. Let's check here. Okay. Fog and scattering. This is the kind of relay scattering, the blue stuff that you will see in your sim, kind of like bluish. I absolutely like. It's funny when people overdo it in the simulators. It's like when it first appear, people and companies that sell it, they start overdoing it, and it's crazy what they do with it. They make it so blue it's impossible to look at it. And in real life it's not blue at all. I mean, it's just bluish all the way at the end. To easy see what I mean is to go to any desert. Go to like Nevada, for Christ's sakes, and take a look if there's anything blue around there. You'll see it just on the horizon, just a little bit. So what does create that bluish looking picture is that actual the greenery, the forests, the fields, the green forests and fields that are somewhat shaded with cloud shades and become a little bluish. That's what creates that. So you don't need that a lot. You see how much I have this? At 5 and 0.00019. Color tone 103010. Now I'll show you how it looks like, guys. And check mark here. Next one, sky saturation. A little bit saturated sky for the sky that I have for UWXP. That again depends on your monitor. If you find it too saturated, come in here and drop it by 1/10. So drop it to 1.3 and see how it looks like. I'm pretty sure you're not gonna get it. My monitor is calibrated professionally, but who knows? I have the neutral colors to it, not warm, not cool, neutral, full RGB. Okay, so here. Next we go to khaki correction facility. Intensity 0.3. That's all you need. It corrects that khaki color. Pretty much speak for itself. Sunlight adjustments 1.0, 5.5, 1.0. a little bit messing with your sunlight adjustment, so it kind of looks like more sunshine. General glow of night textures. Brightness boost 1, and then 1.0, 1.0, 1.0. Urban areas backlight at night 7.0, 3.0, 09, 10, 10. And later I'll show you how it looks as well. Sun moon glare smoothing 1.5. PBR effect adjustment 1.3. Clouds, we'll skip all clouds because our clouds is gonna be done by UWXP. Sun glitter adjustment 5.0, beam width 1.0. This is like much wider sun glitter on the water, which looks awesome. Global stage post processing. In here, we'll use the curves. Levels, the vibrance, and the brightness, contrast, saturation. What that does is at night, like all right, you guys probably know that Explain from the box comes out really dull looking and kind of like bleached out, kind of like colorless, etc. And at summertime, at daytime, you want your picture to be bright green, really like sunny, really nice picture with blue skies, green, forest. So we do a little bit of saturation, but at night, that saturation, you don't need that. At night, the colors are kind of looking a little bit duller, right? So if you like, you can use this brightness contrast saturation. What it does, it desaturates the picture at when the sun is not out, pretty much. So as soon as sun hides out of picture, it's evenly and like unnoticeably, gradually desaturates the picture by only 0.2. So if you want, you can use it. Let's use it. I'll show you how it looks like. Raindrops rendering. Well, actually, I'm not gonna use it this time, but if you guys like, you might use it, because I've created lights. I'm doing some work on the lights, so actually gonna be important. So it's up to you if you want to use it or not. Let's not use it first time. Raindrops rendering. It's kind of making like messing with opacity, less opacity. Contrail adjustments is 1.0, 1.0. And custom patches, this is what I'm talking about by custom stuff that you can write in here, if knowing the code. You can tick in here, and what it will do, so it's custom patches, put a tick here, put a tick on Earth Dark, and what it does is, you guys know, if you like get really high okay, you guys get on high altitudes, like around 35, flight level 350, especially where you have like cities. If it's daytime and there's no clouds, your picture will still look kind of too bright. So what it does, it makes the Earth darker as you gain the altitude. So it pretty much simulates the particles, the air. Alright? Alright. Then, important, don't miss that. Go to here. There's like a play looking button. Here. Press it. And wait. Below here, the shaders will initialize and start working. Don't touch anything, don't hit enter, don't close it, don't do nothing. Just wait, it could take some time. It should write all done in below. That's how you know when it's done. So sometimes it will hang, like you think it's all done, but it's not. So just wait. The Xvision you only have to do once and then set it and forget it. Solution process successfully. Please restart explain for the applied change to effect. Alright. Save. Alright, so what you do now is run the explain once and actually load the picture. So I'm gonna go with you and gonna do the same thing that you're supposed to do. I forgot to say, guys, before you actually do this, you should have the UWXP installed already. So install UWXP, you can run its main preset or whatever, just anything. Then exit explain and then do this with your shaders. So now we have both UWXplain and Xvision and explain. So now let's load in San Juan, where I live right now. Oh no, let's do Richmond. I know it's got a lot of trees, like dense forest. And then I'll show you San Juan. I'll show you what W2 explain does. Hello everybody. Okay. Be who you am. Okay. Just any aircraft, pretty much. You can default whatever. Start. Then, guys, pay a lot of attention right now what I'm gonna say, because it's really important. This is how to make them work together. On the first time you run this, you will install all the textures that need it and apply some stuff. But then every time you run the sim, you're gonna need to do certain procedure for everything to load as it should, and I'm gonna show you how what procedure you should do first, and then next time I'm gonna show you what procedure you should do when you run every time. Yes, I am using 2.4. I find it the best. I tried 2.5, I did not like it. I tried to tune 2.5, I can't. They messed up with something over there. It's either too blue or too gray or I don't know what it is. I tried it all, believe me. I messed like 3 hours with it. Well, in the beginning, I told you guys, I have UWXP and Xvision for it to work. It even says in the name of video, using Xvision and UWXP scripts and custom textures. It doesn't cost a lot, guys. All right. Alright, so first time when you load. What you're gonna do is go to your Ultra Weather XP, go to settings. Hit this button right here, UWXP main settings. Bam! And right away you can start adjusting from right to left. Get rid of that noise. Ambient volume 0. Use UWXP sound off. Next, turn shadows off on. On. You see my cursor, right, guys? If not, I will make it. I will zoom it. HD shadows on. Unfortunately, you will have to do this every time. Then, lights power 0. Shadows distance 0. The lights is gonna be is something else that does it. So you start the sim. This is what you do. UWXP main set, and then start adjusting this. Let's get the weather, and you can run like AXP, for example. It's this guy. It's daytime. Alright. Now, HD shadows on, turn shadows on, lights power 0, shadows distance 0. C control. I already have the water set. Here I'm gonna just have the water set, so brighter blue it is, but just use the water that I've sent to you. Use the regular way to change the textures, just like described by UWXP. Find any and then load it. Reload. Then clouds. Avoid cutoff 50%. Cloud brightness. Here you can actually do it depending on your monitor, but just do it to make sure that it's not overexposed. as long as you not see like too much white, you know what I'm talking about, right? The clouds, they should be like neutral white color, just like here. They're not supposed to be like so. You know what I mean? When I see this kind of picture, I watch me puke. You know, the same as so. You guys pick a nice spot. They like around 85, 86, and you see they're bright. They're like, oh my god, it's so white. You know, your eyes. But they're just normal white color, the white that you actually see when you see the clouds. Okay, cloud shadow power. I believe this should be around 70 or 80, something like that, but not 100, of course. This is too dark, and you're gonna notice that when you're on the ground. So when you see that area with the shadow, around like 80 or so. I would even think 70 would be the best bet, because that way. And you see what I'm talking about? This is what I'm talking about. Your regular ground is not blue, and you see the blue, the blue kind of deep colors when you look at the greenery. You know what I'm talking about? So your picture is not overkilled by blue color. Like look on the horizon, you still have nice normal color. So just a hint of blue in the horizon. And look here, below the shadows, it kind of looks bluish, is it? So that's what a lot of people do. They tune like looking at that, you know. They think if it looks blue right here, that means that everything's supposed to be looking blue. No, I mean, I'm flying for like 12 years already. I flew in all heights, 1,000 AGL, 10,000 AGL, blah blah blah. As a passenger on a 35,000, and as a pilot, not higher than 11. No, trust me. On a clear day, there is no freaking blue anywhere. It's just a hint of it in the horizon. What makes that color is the greenery again, and that's your dense forest that we just applied. You see how nice it is? Now jumping, let's not jump forward. We shall work here still. Okay, so avoid cutoff 50%, cloud smoothness 0, size of clouds. I believe 20 is the best. 20%, because you don't want them to have like overcast every time. You know what I mean? 20 is the best. You can try from 20 to 25. Amount of clouds, I usually go around 75%. That does not create overkill, and it does not slow my system down anyhow. Cloud shadow resolution, don't ever touch that. That stays at 14. If you want to touch that, touch it and see what happens. I warned you. Cloud shadow power 70, like I said, and cloud brightness around 85. You should find it on your own. Just find that white color of clouds, not glowy and crazy acid color, not burning smoke, but nice regular white color. Then I kind of had different opinions about this, but right now I'm doing lights. So usually, okay, let's talk a little bit about this. Usually in United States, at least in United States, the ground, like the air, looks like this all the time. Like clear would mean just that. I mean, it wouldn't have no clouds, but we're talking about the visibility. It would mean just that. But some days I've seen a really clean picture. Like, okay, here the weather is on the way, so let's kill the weather and I'll show you what I mean. So, like, the clearest I've ever seen is pretty much that. Which is fine, but don't forget that we are in a sim. And if you're gonna make it too clear, all your negative stuff that you don't want to show will show, such as different colors of photo scenery, and so on. So you don't want that visibility to drop too much. So I would say, if you want to use 0, use manual mist 0 and then auto visibility off. Okay. That way you will have it this way. And then when you run the UWXP, the weather, whatever weather you use, then it will take care of your visibility as it should. What do I think about rendering options plugin? It's a useful plugin when you want to test what it's gonna do, what that setting is gonna do in your sim. But me personally, when I find the correct number for that tuning, I drop it and fly with Lua and forget it. So I don't have to come here and use that. So I have it mostly for testing, and I'll show you what I mean. But look at those that forest, guys. I mean, how thick it is. Jesus, it's like ultra thick. And it's different everywhere. Alright, so by sky color, you will have in here called files for UWXP. Put it in your ultra weather XP data. Just do as it said, pretty much. So go to, well, you should have done that before you actually start messing with it, but anyways. Go to your product, custom data, resources, plugins, Ultra Weather XP data, and drop these in. These will have the clouds already that I'm using here and the sky colors, and they will be both number 1, so that they're easy to use. And if you guys are supposed to know how to load the you know, the clouds and the sky. Okay, so I'll just show you how it looks at from high. So for the clouds, Пацаны, все, кто пишет, полетели куда-то или туда-то, вы, блять, ну, вы вообще видите, что я делаю? Видите название ролика, блять, как бы, что я делаю? Дайте закончить работать, и потом все уже будем делать. Я же неспроста на английском здесь пизжу сижу. Чтобы всем было. Хотя кто, ну, это universal language, English, so this is why I'm making this video in English, so everybody can understand. Later when I stream, we'll see, we'll stream in Russian or in English, doesn't matter. But right now, I'm showing for everybody, so... Okay, and then if you have UWXP, you should know how to load the sky colors and cloud textures. If no, refer to the manual. It's really easy. For the cloud, for the sky colors, you go to like show sky colors, and then pick sky color 1 and then hit reload. Bam, bam, chiki bam, and then for clouds you have to go to different texture browser, find cloud 5, I believe. Cloud path 5, yeah. Double click, click cloud 1 and then reload. It's already, I already have it, so nothing's gonna change. I'm gonna show you the sunset. Where's it at? Right here. Okay, and also let's talk about night end scripts that I have. In the right corner you see that 3J FPS plugin, and in the left corner you see our FPS, which is goes like 62, 63 FPS. That's what it does pretty much. If it just takes away all the unneeded small things that you won't notice, but which kill your FPS pretty much. So you see all scenery, everything at max. You see all houses, all roads, thick forests, but your FPS is a killer, right? Now check this out. I'm gonna turn it off. It's still killer because it's a small city and I have a good computer. But trust me, when you go to like Chicago, New York, that would be a help for you. Okay, let's find some water, so I'll show you. Авиволга, блять, ну чувак, ты тупишь, вот скажи мне, вот не знаю, ты вот реально тупишь, наверное, да? По жизни. Ты видишь, что название ролика, блять, настройка Explain, и я объясняю по-английски людям, как тюнить Explain. Блять, чувак, братан, не тупи, пожалуйста. Okay, I'll show you water. Should have really choose something that's got more water, but we can go. Oh, let's go to say San Juan, and then I'll show you on the ocean what it looks like. And then right off, whenever you load, like whenever you see the loading screen, let's say you go to another airport, you'll have to sometimes do some resets just to make sure it all works. So let's go to TJSJ. Is next all this video systems and or takeoff. That will be more systems. We still have like fuel, hydraulic, PTU, next and data. When it's gonna be ready for takeoff, I'll take off, fly circuit, traffic pattern, and then it's almost gonna be ready for beta. So it's pretty much gonna be ready. As soon as you're gonna see the video where when the airplane flies and lands, like the full video, that means it's in beta, and probably at that moment there will be people test flying it, and the release would be not far away. I'm planning on today's 20. I don't know if I can do it in 10 days, but I'm planning to drop it before September 10, because September 10 I have people coming over here in San Juan for 10 days, and I'm gonna be out of work for 10 days. So I'm doing the best I can. How you get those 3D buildings with ortho, that I've explained in the beginning. That's your order of your scenery. If you don't have 3D buildings with ortho, that means you're not doing it right. Your overlay is supposed to be on top. And I'll show you the example of the ortho photo scenery plus W2X which is all custom buildings and custom stuff, and regular scenery. So that would be here. We have a rainy day in San Juan currently. So out here, one more thing with these scripts, what they do is they change water and lights. So every time you load, just go to plugins, fly. Alright, so okay, again, let's do this again so you don't forget. One time when you load the explain, you press UWXP main set and then do these settings right here. Yeah. Then press plugins, fly with Lua, reload all Lua script files. That's gonna reload water and lights. Now, with this screen open, kind of like reset these sliders, only clouds. So I'll go like 86, 70, dish, 75ish, 20, and 150. So that's all. Also, what you will do, the last thing we will do is open your weather plugin, go to debug if it's UWXP, and then hit refresh weather. If it's something different, then refresh with something different, but just make sure you're refreshed. And that's it. So you have it like this. So what W2XP does is it creates all the custom objects like so. Like you have some custom building here, or all these custom buildings here. Or like if you go to like Old San Juan, you'll see them. Or like these, all these hotels. Like this is regular explain buildings, if you know what I mean. So let's check out the night. Я не знаю, когда будет стрим. Может быть и после этого видео. Без понятия. А может быть нет. Зависит, как мне дальше захочется. Okay, let's check out the night. Yeah, so this is how the real light's supposed to look like. The real size. Not overfucked size like people do crazy shit like this. I'm sorry. Like when people do something like that, you guys crazy. Whenever somebody does this, they're crazy. Remember, this is totally unrealistic, and I'll explain why. First of all, these are not real sizes of lights. The second is what it's gonna do is it's gonna create a boundary. Whenever you go higher. Well, and when you go to the airport, your airport's lights will be like really super big. So you kind of have to adjust those, you know? So 0 is the really good number here. Now they're regular normal size. As far as in a distance, same in a distance, normal good size. And also my custom file, it adds more white lights, like or different lights, and we're kind of working on it still. In the end, we want like the plazas, all plazas, to be like super white, kind of like lit up parking lots, etc., etc. So it needs time. So you see how it's gonna look at night, right? And in evening it looked fine, even with the 0, but it looks awful at night. It does not look like that in real life. So hit fly with Lua and reload lights again, and that's gonna reload by the script. So now lights are correct size. And trust me guys, I have like a large screen, so it might be too dark on the stream, but trust me, this is the correct size. And this is how it goes. We can also go to the area that doesn't have the Well, what I advise to you is, if you fly at night, turn off your photo scenery, like so. You have to exit. Okay, I just disconnected the drive with photo scenery, so I'm gonna load the explain. And if I know that I'm gonna be flying at night only, look how it's gonna change for the better. You just seen pretty much San Juan. I'm gonna load in San Juan again so you see the difference. As well as I'm gonna show you again on procedure what to do when you load up explain. Resume last slide. So okay, when it's almost done, guys, just want to show you the picture. You already have the link. Just go step by step and you should have the same picture as I do. Okay, so when it first loads, you see your clouds does not look right because right now Xvision is driving them and they kinda not looking right at all. So, and they're pretty buggy. You see, like they create a lot of FPS droppage. So what you do, go to plugins, ultra weather settings, hit first UWXP main set, bam. Right off you see some craziness here. Something is not right. Something is not right. Okay, I'm gonna turn off this. And reload the Flyvalua right away. Main set. Lose the sound, or lose the lights. HD shadows on. Avoid cutoff by 50. Amount of cloud 75. Shadow power 80. And this is like 87. That should be fine. Now again, what you do is for the water and lights, remember, go and reload again, fly with Lua. Now, you see how the water changed? Analyze change. So now only load the weather. See what happens? I see the shadows, but I don't see the clouds, or they're messed up. Something is messed up. I don't know what. And that does not help either. So I'm gonna restart. I never had that actually happen before. That's interesting. But if anything is gonna happen that's not supposed to happen, it always will happen on streams. I do know that. I'm gonna load the enrichment and see. Maybe just a local problem or something like that, but I never had that. What is my favorite aircraft and explain? Currently, I would say tall TBM. TBM, and then I'm hoping for the tallest. When I finish and I'll do a lot of flying for promotion. I hope that it's gonna be good. So go to ultra weather first. Hit UWXP main set.